Family, we got to bring you into a locker room. If you've never been inside a locker room, allow us to welcome you inside of one. 3 Super Bowls between them two gentlemen. A lot of experience between them. Hold on. Got to get this music shut.
She always called me when I was like,
tell you, bro. Right before the meeting, she was trying to...
Fellas, okay, we got our family with us, the audience at home. Now, James, you were drafted in the 3rd round out of San Jose State. 2-5, you were drafted number 53 overall to the Philadelphia Eagles. I was drafted in the 6th round to the Cleveland Browns. But I want you all to tell them, they've never been inside of an NFL locker room before. Y'all hang with us for a moment. I want you to tell them, what was draft day like for you?
Real quick, though, I ain't gonna lie, man, them numbers like stank.
That 2-9, that 5-9.
I thought the 5-9 like stank, the 2-9 like real stank, don't it?
I always had the 8-9, so I was...
People forget, for context, that is Shady McCoy in the 2-9. B. Westbrook was there his first year. Shady didn't become 2-5 until that 2nd year in Philly. But Shady, take me back to that draft day memory when you heard the name called. What was it like?
Yeah, so I met with the Steelers, though. It's crazy. The GM, Kevin, I forget his last name, but good dude. And I want to know, where would I get drafted at? 1st round or 2nd round? He was like, man, well, look like it'll be late 1st rounder, early 2nd round. It happened. And I remember going back home, we had a big party. See, everybody's talking about the draft. I'm talking about the party, though. We had DJ Drama on the ones and twos doing this thing. And look, I don't know if you ever watched that show, Favorite Love. This one, reality TV, was reality TV.
Ooh.
The chick, Hoops. I'm like 20 years old, you know what I'm saying?
Shady, tell me this. Sorry, I apologize. He's reminiscing. He's reminiscing.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Anyway,
Who called you from the Eagles?
So I had the big party and all that. So then the next morning, right, we come in there and the draft's going on. Andy Reid, he called me. He said, Shady McCoy?
Shady McCoy. He said Shady?
He said, Shady McCoy? That's how I really wanted me to come Shady McCoy. He said, hey, you're going to pack a lot. He said, it's only an hour drive. It's from Harrisburg to Philadelphia. And that right there changed the game, changed my life, my family's life.
Was it the moment you saw, correct me if I'm wrong, don't cuss me out if you're in Philly, did you see the 215 area code and you already knew what time it was? Because that's usually what it is. On draft day, you tell all your family, you tell your friends, nobody call me. Because the second you get a call, you think it's going to be the teams that's drafting. You literally tell all your loved ones, don't call me during these hours. Well, was it when you got to 2 and 5?
Not really, because I had 3 other teams call me, right? And I'm like, oh, I might. So the Broncos called. I had to take a visit there. The Seahawks called. And all these teams was kind of in line. I'm like, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there. So when I got the 215 number, I'm like, man, this is another call trying to see what's going on with me. Yeah. But it really happened. Yeah. And we started crying, everybody tearing up, right? And I remember getting a call. It was the cameras there, and I looked up, I said, hey, y'all, we going to Philly. Started crying and yelling.
No, you're right. I think the call is the biggest thing that you'll never forget. I didn't know where I was going. See, Shady knew 1st, 2nd round. I didn't know where I was going. It could have been 3rd, could have been 7th. I didn't know where I was going. I was at the crib with the wifey. She was girlfriend at the time. We at the crib just chilling, me and her. I see a bunch of receivers going. Yeah. And I'm like, man, forget this draft, man. I'm done with it. Them dudes, sorry. I just came from the combine with these dudes. They not better than me. I'm like, let's go. My buddy played arena football. I'm like, man, let's go watch TG play arena football. She like, nah, just chill. 5 minutes later, 920 area code hit. That's Wisconsin. I'm like, man, I ain't finna answer no Wisconsin call.
Oh, this
She's like, answer the phone. So I picked the phone up, and Coach Mike was like, this James? And I said, yeah, this James. He said, we're about to take you with this next pick. My buddies play a lot. Like you saying, nobody called me. I'm like, man, stop playing, man. And then Coach Mike, me knowing him now, he said it with that deep voice, man, it's Coach Mike, man. We're about to take you with the next pick. After that, the journey, everything flashes right in front of your eyes, and then that's when the tears start coming. I hung up. It was just 2 of us. I hung up. It was 150 people in that house. After that, I don't remember what happened.
You know what? As that call's going on, you think about all the hard work. You think about all the people down you. You think about the injuries. You think about going from
tears.
And I'm
that's when the tears come.
That's
when the tears come, the journey.
What was the hardest part? Because I remember for me, I tore my quad at the NFL Combine. I'm running a 40-yard dash. I hear boom, boom, boom. That was my quad being ripped off of the bone. I thought it was my heels clicking, so I had no idea where I was going to get drafted. I was projected 3rd to 5th round, depending on how you run, tore my quad off the bone. Now I'm like, will I even get drafted? By the 6th round, I started getting calls from my agent, hey, you know, the Cowboys are probably going to draft you. I'm like, okay, cool. I live in Dallas. I'll stay home. Next thing you know, I get a call. it's the Cleveland Browns. It's Tom Heckert. And he's
Tom
like,
Heckert,
and he was like, hey, we are going to draft you. Are you cool with that? I'm like, yo, where is Cleveland? I'm like, I don't know where Cleveland is on a map. So it was just a crazy time. It was up and down. I wanted to be drafted higher. Tore my quad. Didn't know if I was going to get drafted. You start getting prepared to get picked up in free agency. I'm like, free agent, what? Yeah. I'm like, I ain't go to Texas. I wasn't third-team All-American to be a free agent. Like, and no, shout out to free agents who get it out the mud. So it was an emotional roller coaster for me. 2-5, what's the hardest part about the transition in your mind?
For me, it was tough because I'm so close to home, right? I remember having bad camp days, right? And I would go home to my house where I grew up in, right? Because at the time, we were just building a house for my mom and my dad. But I would go home, right? And then when I would come home, all my old friends would come around, and this and that and third. I'm like, this ain't what I want, you know? So that was hard for me, though, kind of breaking away from, like, people back home. And you're a young kid, you want some time to just relax, rejoice. And I didn't get a chance to really celebrate my draft and on being in the NFL to after that season because there was so much going on.
Yeah, it's a couple things that's hard. Number one is the money. Right when your name get called, everybody think you got millions.
You rich.
Everybody think that that's you, and everybody wants you to pay it backwards. And take care of everybody in the hood, your grandmama, your mama, everybody. So that's hard because you got to manage that, and you have to go out there and deliver. The adjustments that you have to make on the fly makes the game extremely hard, and that was the two biggest adjustments for me.
And I want to give some advice to all the rookies out there, right? Now, I was blessed to have great parents. My mom, my dad and my brother was phenomenal with me, right? Helped me out with everything. If you don't have something like that, gravitate to somebody that's been good in your life. It's an old coach, right? If it's an old teacher, if it's the old head in your neighborhood that kept you from off them corners, wherever it may be, gravitate to them because you're going to need them. It's going to get tough. He talked about the money part. What about the football part where I'm used to being the man? You get there, now you go from the top, now you're at the bottom, you're a rookie. And the small mistakes you make are not small because your rookie makes it bigger. And if you don't have somebody to be in your corner, bro, it's going to be a hard journey, a long journey.
And not only that, talk to the vets. Like, it's a lot of vets in there that...
It's something that hate, though.
No, it is something that hate, but I'm just talking about, let's just talk about the money part. Talk to the vets. It's a lot of players in there that is going through the same things you were going. I remember sitting in my locker, and Al Harris, we called him Dirty. He walked up to me, seen my head down. He like, bro, get yourself ready for practice, right? You're a rook, get yourself ready. And I'm like, bro, man, I got to handle it. And he said, listen to my voicemail, bro. And he played his voicemail, and it said, if you are calling me about any money, your call won't be returned. If you're calling me to check on me, I will return your call at my earliest convenience. And he said, to be honest with you, bro, me putting that on my voicemail, when my family, anybody call that's trying to beg and do all that for money, he said they will hear that, and right when I pick the phone up, they say, you good? How you doing? How football? You healthy? All right, so he said, put that on your voicemail. See what you do. So just talk to the vets. It's a lot of little stuff that you can learn from the vets on and off the field.
Shout out to my vet, DeQuell Jackson, D'Amico Ryans, my vets when I was going into the league. My advice for the rookies, invest in your 401k. ASAP. NFL's gonna double that money. Man.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.